Renaldo Cephas continues to show why he must start in the Reggae Boys team, and the Damion Lowe sentiments are still true to this day.
Jamaica have a lifeline. How about this?
Big up Gunnaz. I hear that. Don't know some of the Gunnaz myself, but big up Gunnaz.
If you're new to the channel, welcome to the Gunnaz podcast. I'm your host, Dicanio, an Arsenal fan who covers everything Reggae Boys and local football. If you're new to the channel and you realize that you enjoy the content that I do here, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the Gunnaz family. It's a free way to support the growth of this channel. Also, for the regular viewers, remember that every single video I do on this channel must get to 100 likes. So just go ahead and smash that like button because it really does help the video to get out there to more people. In this video, I will be talking about Renaldo Cephas as he made his return from a short-term injury and made an instant impact on his team, and also Damion Lowe as he made a few statements a few years ago that I think are still relevant today. Now, starting off with Cephas, as a couple of weeks ago, he suffered a minor injury, which saw him sit out a week and a half of football. Now, prior to his injury, he was in a rich vein of form, scoring 5 goals and 1 assist in 6 games, which led many Reggae Boys fans and YouTubers asking for Steve McLaren to give him a shot as a striker in the Reggae Boys team, now that Antonio will be out and Boza has flattered to deceive in recent times. And with all that said, the injury did seem like a blow. However, he only missed 1 game during that time and came back on Monday in a game that saw his team draw 2-2 away from home. Cephas was a second half substitute and managed to get his team an equalizer through sheer desire, followed up by a real moment of quality. Cephas plays for the Turkish second division team Ankaragucu, who were in the Turkish top flight last season and got relegated and are currently in a relegation battle now in the second division. So Cephas' return will bode well for their chances of escaping the relegation zone and avoiding back-to-back relegations in Turkey. This story is kind of reminiscent of Luton Town, who were in the Premier League last season and now find themselves in a relegation battle in the Championship, which just proves how quickly life can change. So if you are not prepared for different possibilities and are not planning ahead, these things can come at you very quickly. Now, Cephas has been the club's joint top goal scorer this season on 6 goals, also recording 2 assists in 16 games for the club this season, even though he only started 6 of those. Now, that equates to a goal or an assist every other game, and also means that he averages a goal or an assist every 103 minutes of play. Now, that takes me over to my next point regarding Cephas, as there is a saying in football that goes, if they keep scoring from the bench, then keep them on the bench so that they can continue to do so. Now, as dumb as it sounds, it is a tactic that is deployed by many coaches and with many players. A player might not necessarily suit the preferred game model that a coach has, but we all know that closer to the end of games, legs and minds tend to tire, and the game gets a bit more out of control and begins to start suiting the style of play of other players. These players in recent times include Olivier Giroud in the latter stages of his Arsenal career when we bought Alexander Lacazette and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and he had to be sitting on the bench. And every time he came off the bench, he would score. He would always save Arsenal, but that still was not enough to give him a spot into the first team. And he then eventually did leave for Chelsea. Right? We also saw the same thing with Divock Origi for Liverpool, always saving them from the bench, always scoring important goals when he plays, but still could not cement a starting spot in the team over Roberto Firmino, who Klopp felt helped the team over a longer period of time in the game and in majority of games. Also, there was Trossard last season for Arsenal, who scored a whole lot of his goals from the bench, right? And was seen as the best 12th man in the league, meaning the best player you want coming off the bench when you need a goal. And lastly, even more recently, we saw the same thing with John Duran at Aston Villa, always scoring goals from the bench. And in my opinion, that is the realm that Cephas has found himself in. Steve McLaren, whenever speaking about Cephas, always talks about his role in the team as a finisher and always seems to use that phrase whenever talking about Cephas. And when you find yourself in that position, it's hard to get out of it for most players. And most players get out of it by switching to another team. But in Cephas' case, there is no other national team to change to. His heat map for this club shows that he can operate across all areas of the front of the pitch. Now, to close off, I think the only way that Cephas can convince Steve McLaren that he deserves to start games is if he starts starting games for his club and still doing numbers that he's doing right now. That would then prove to Steve McLaren that he's more than just a finisher. And he can also play for the entirety of a game and have an impact throughout from minute 1 through to 90. I think that is what is beating him. But Steve McLaren already notices his quality and wants to use his quality as a finisher for games. But if Cephas could just prove that he's more than that and that he can play from minute 1 to 90 and still have an impact all throughout, then that would give Steve McLaren more confidence. So I think Steve McLaren uses a whole lot of what players are doing at their clubs, especially for the players who are not regular starters, and use whatever strengths those clubs are using to his advantage in this national team. So if Cephas wants to change his fortunes, I believe that he will have to do that for club first and prove to Steve McLaren that he can be that man to be starting football matches. Now, share your thoughts in the comment section, guys. I really want to know your opinions and your thoughts on Renaldo Cephas. Do you want to see him starting, or do you agree with Steve McLaren that he should be a finisher, someone who comes on in the last 15 to 20 minutes of a game and impacts the game in a positive way for Jamaica? Now, before I head into the Damion Lowe quotes, I would like to take this time out to remind viewers that the Gunnaz YouTube channel is open to sponsors and advertisements. If you would like to advertise any product or service, feel free to contact me via email at gunnazyt.coyg@gmail.com. That's gunnazyt.coyg@gmail.com, or at 876 Gunnaz on Instagram. And again, that's at 876 Gunnaz on Instagram. If you want to advertise any goods or services, feel free to contact me and we can get that sorted. Now, in 2021, Damion Lowe had a few comments about the Reggae Boys team going into the Gold Cup. And this time round, I would like to bring up back some of those comments to show you guys just how similar back then is to now, and that Jamaica really needs to start improving in football so that in the next 3 years' time, these comments will feel like something of the past and not something that we are still living in. We want to be dominating Concacaf, and hopefully Steve McLaren can lead us to the promised land in that regard. Now, this is what Damion Lowe had to say before the 2021 Gold Cup. There is no pressure because people always write us off, and even now people don't give us the recognition that we deserve and how good we are as a team, especially in tournaments. Nobody expected us to become a powerhouse in CONCACAF as we started from scratch and built the program. For us, the job is the same, and that is to prove people wrong. We will do our best and let the football speak for itself. Playing in the Gold Cup tournament is always a joy. We are grateful for the experience and how far we have come as a nation, and we just want to move on to higher heights. Now, Damion got to the finals in his first ever Gold Cup in 2017, where Jamaica lost by 2-1 to the United States, and has been at every Gold Cup since, but still not managing to get back to the finals. So hopefully this time around we are stronger, focused, and can finally bring that bit of goldware to the island. That is it for this video, folks. Share your thoughts in the comment section and let me know your different thoughts on the different topics that I had today, especially Renaldo Cephas. Let me know if you think that he's a finisher or if he should be starting football matches. And let's have a conversation in that comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Jamaica have a lifeline. How about this?
Big up Gunnaz, I hear that. Don't know some of the Gunnaz myself, but big up Gunnaz.